Hi, it's Steffi from Steffi's Beads and Baubles, and I had kind of a fun little video I wanted to do for you. I came up with a project I want to do, and I needed a bead I didn't have. So I got out some markers, Sharpies and non-Sharpie brand, and played around. And I wanted to kind of show you how you can take a permanent marker and wood beads and change them into something completely different. Now I'll start with this bead. This is the one I started with. And when I do my projects, you'll see what I needed this for. But after I did my project, I got out my markers and did a few other, because it's Halloween, I picked Halloween colors. And I just basically stained them with the permanent markers. And I did use Sharpies for these. I used the orange for this one. And I had this purple one come out kind of weird, but honestly, I like the pen marks on it. And then this one came out a little bit better, but still, for some reason, the purple did not come out as clean as, and the green too came out really clean. The green and the orange came out really pretty, but these purple were a little bit, you know, you can see the lines and stuff. Now, another bead I did was this one in a Christmas color. And again, I like how I purposely went over and over it to see if I could get some texture. And I like how this one came out with the streaks, because it doesn't look like ink pen. Gives it a really interesting look. And this is one with a shiny finish on it. This is not a raw wood bead. Same with this one. It had a shiny finish on it. Raw beads come out a little bit different. I had this light pink one here that has just a very faint finish on it, and I did two versions of it. One with a pink. I actually used the lightest pink marker I had, and it gave it that salmon look, which I thought was kind of interesting. Then I took a metallic marker and I did this one. And it gives it a really neat look. Now, I suppose if you wanted to, you could seal them with something clear, maybe nail polish or a spray-on matte finish or spray finish. This purple one is one I did out of one of these. And the deep purple came out good on the fairly unfinished. Has a little finish, but not as shiny as the other ones. One of my favorites is this black, kind of matte-looking bead. I did a silver marker on it, and it came out absolutely gorgeous. That's my favorite. I have these roses that I've had for literally years, and I did that one with a purple marker. I need to touch it up a little more, but not bad, and especially if you put a little bit of a gloss finish over that. Then I had a little fun with this one. I put the blue, and I tapped it to give it like a mottled finish. And then I went around it with the black. Kind of gave it, and it looked like this when I started. So it kind of gave it a neat finish. And then I wanted to show you what you could do if you wanted to take this. I left the scribbles because I'm not done with it. Take the lighter wood and you want to get a darker. And I put the pen on there, and then I wiped it with a tissue to get the excess off. I'm going to go over it a little bit. You can still see a little bit of lines. But I just simply took the brown marker and just kind of went over it, and then I would wipe it on the tissue to get the excess off, and it stained it a real rich. Look at the difference between that and that. And you just kind of wipe it on, get a real thick coat on there, and then just kind of wipe off the excess. And then you can do a few coats. And that's just with a plain brown marker. You could probably do the same thing with a green. Let's see, what color? Should we have another brown? I'm trying to think what color would be fun. Maybe a turquoise blue. Let's see how that would look. Might ruin it, but you know what? If it does, it does. Oh, look at it. It comes out a teal, and that actually doesn't look too bad. But again, we can rub it. And it comes out just a very light, pale, just kind of stains the grains. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm not a big fan. I'd probably go back over it just very carefully. And this type of bead, I've noticed, if you're now see, once you go back over it, you have trouble. So you almost have to go over it one time, and it works. See, once I went over it, so if you start at one side and just go over like this, and I use the side of it, it does better. But once you go over it a couple times, that's when it starts moving the ink around. Do you see that? So you kind of have to kind of dip in there just a little bit. And it gives it a really neat shimmer. And then you can just kind of tap it and get the excess off. And it looks kind of cool. If you don't like that striped look though, if let's say you finish, you don't like it, just go back over it like this. And the best thing about permanent marker is permanent marker kind of takes it off. And you get down to that finish again. And then you can do something else. And if you screw one up really bad, you just do black over it. You know, you can take a black marker over pretty much anything and cover up the mess. So there's a black one. Let's see what that does when you rub it off. That actually stains it pretty good. So if you use black, gives it a real ebony look. So if you use black and then rub it off, the black actually stains it pretty nice without any streaking. For some reason I found that black turns out the best of any color. It stains it without streaking, and you almost don't have to wipe it off. Tends to look the best of any of the colors I've done. So I'll probably do that one totally in black. Then this was a speckled one. I wanted to see if the speckling would come through, and I painted it with an orange marker, and you don't even see that speckling. And I've got a beautiful burnt orange from this bright orange. So it's funny how the wood really absorbs the color. The raw wood tends to come out much better, but these are the same bead. I had this speckly pink and raw wood, and I turned it into this orange. And it doesn't come off, even if you get it wet. It's a permanent marker. So if you're like me and you take apart a lot of jewelry, you're going to end up with a lot of wooden beads. Here's one that's raw wood, and the raw wood takes the stain better than anything. Let's see, do I have a red in here? Yeah. We can make a Christmas. I made a Christmas green. Let's make a Christmas red. And what I do when I don't want to touch it too much is I'll put it on a piece of pipe cleaner. Like for these little ones that you don't have much to hold, I put it on a pipe cleaner, and then I take and paint it with the marker. And see, the raw wood accepts the dye out of the pen, and you don't end up with the streakiness, because it's the coating on the outside that makes it streak so bad. So you can even go over it a few times when it's raw wood. And see, it accepts the color really well. And you can get in there, and you have to go over it a few times, because you're going to find that wood beads are not perfect. There's little high and low areas that you don't really notice until you're doing this. And then I just flick it around like that, and then I've got a lot of ink all over my hands, which normally would not be the case, but oops, I get back here where you can see it. But I was trying to get a lot of beads done to show you, and I wasn't really paying attention. But I found permanent ink is not that hard to get off. It'll only be on my hands for a day or two, if that. So you might see my fingers looking like this in a video. But that's okay. But look how beautiful. So the unfinished ones come out the best. There's the difference between the red that's unfinished and the green that had a finish on it. Almost looks like a watermelon, doesn't it? You could do that on an oval bead. But see the difference? The red just takes that stain and looks beautiful. And then the green is a little more streaky, but I actually like it on this bead. And then what I do is when I take them off, I'll take the marker when they're dry, and I'll kind of go like this and inside, and get the right inside the hole, just so that when you're using the bead, you don't see as much of the raw wood. So I'll just get in there as far as I can with the tip and get that color inside the bead. Just makes it look a little better. And you can handle it once it's dry. See, my hand's clean, and it's not going to come off. Once it's dry, it's not coming off. But like I said, if you're not comfortable using them that way, you can simply seal them. But it's just a lot of fun. A simple way to take some old beads that you have. Here's another red one I did. Or that's the same one. This isn't, that's the orange. Okay, never mind. I'm confusing myself. This is the orange, which actually, the funny thing is, after combining it with this light pink, it almost looks red. It's a dark, dark orange, almost red. Now see, another thing you can do if you miss a spot, when you're done, you just go over that spot. I haven't done the inside on that one anyway. So, and you will miss spots, because the funny thing about wood beads is they do have high and low areas. But the wood unfinished ones tend to come out the best. And now this is one I wanted to try, but I figured I'd do it on camera. This one, this one would be better, has a pattern on it. Do you see that pattern? And I was curious what would happen with that pattern if you went over it with ink. Oh, look at that. You get to keep the pattern. Look at, but you get to turn the bead another color, and it doesn't seem to streak either. Now this one is another one I would put on the pipe cleaner. See, I was getting too excited and playing and not putting them on the pipe cleaner, and that's why my hands got dirty. But can you see how that pattern is still in there? It's a very subtle pattern, but there it is. You can still see it. Let me see. Let me get it under the camera. See, the pattern comes right through that paint. And I find these on jewelry all the time. And you can buy these beads pretty cheap too. And then I have another one with a different pattern on it. No, it's the same pattern. So that's what they look like side by side. Let me put this on the pipe cleaner next to the other ones. You can see them side by side. See? And you can still see that pattern in the bead, but now it's orange. It's more subtle, of course, because the color, but you can definitely, in person, it's, oh, there, I gotta finish it, but in person, it's really, really, you're able to see it. But anyway, this was kind of a rambling video because I was playing. But I mean, there's all kinds of wooden beads that you can use. And like I said, you can even stain them a darker color, stain them black, or stain them the darker brown like this, to go from like a dull brown to a rich dark brown. You can just do all kinds of fun things. If you have textured beads like this, you could either do them a darker wood color or put a little color on them. This wood one doesn't even look wood anymore. And if you sealed them with something shiny, that would be really pretty. So it's just a lot of fun, a way to use beads that you take off of jewelry. All of these, I believe all of these, except for the big round ones. Those I got in a package used, or secondhand. They were the ones left in the package. But all the rest of these, all came off of, and these I bought new too. I bought these new. But all the rest of them, everything but these big ones, and these ones with the pattern, all of these were off of old jewelry. And look at the richness of that green. It's satiny looking. And then here's the red one next to, no, that's not the red one. Here's the red one. So it's just so much fun. I think that was the teal. Was that the teal or the blue or the green? I don't know. I've lost track. I think that was the teal. This was the green. So, I mean, you can do any color. If there's a marker in that color, and there, you know, you've got lots of metallic markers you can use. That's what I, of course, used here. And I dappled it. I took the marker and just went like this to give it that dappled look. Just to give it a little more texture. Now, you could also do that and then take a color, another color like gold, like find the dry spot. The dry side that you didn't do that on, that's dried, and you could go over it. Now see, that didn't work as well. Look at, so you have to kind of go, I think you have to go over it first. I think that's what I did. You go over it first, and then you do this. If you do another color underneath, it might peek through a little bit too. I don't know. But anyway, I don't care. I've got a bunch of these. I'm not real fond of them. I'm just playing. But I might paint them all a solid color. But I really love how this came out. And that was the same metallic blue, I believe, that I used on that one. But you got silver, you got gold, greens, all different colors. And you can just make some beautiful. Like you could take these and do the edge a different color. Or do the middle a color and the edge a metallic. Or each side different. You could just have so much fun. And it's using stuff you already have. Like this black one, that my favorite one was the metallic. I just could not believe how that came out. It really, in person, it's very pretty. Very reflective. The bead itself already has a slightly reflective. The grains are real pretty. And then that metallic marker, which was this silver one here. And all of them have their own brand. All the brands have a silver and a gold and a bronze. Even a copper. I think I've seen a copper Sharpie before. So you can get your beautiful name brands. I wouldn't use cheap markers on this. Even these were a good brand. I would get a good brand marker. Of course, I love Sharpie. I use them a lot. I buy the big giant packs of them. Like this. The big packs. And I always have a pack like that. But anyway, and I'm not affiliated with Sharpie, obviously, in any way, shape, or form. They're just a product I love to use. I use the red when I ship packages to write fragile. I often use the black and dark colors to address packages when I don't have printout mailing orders or mailing labels. Just really a neat product and just something fun that you can do. With most people have a few permanent markers, even if it's just black and you have some beads that you don't like the natural color, you can even just do black, you know. I mean, you can just do black and the black turns out really good. For some reason the black's the best. And you just, if you use a pipe cleaner, you have less chance of getting stuff on your hands. You just color. This is something you can do in front of the TV. These I might do one side black and one side a different color. Maybe even one side metallic. And that way it gives it a different look depending on which way you use it. So just a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this. You will be seeing me use this technique in an upcoming video. I think you'll enjoy it. And I hope it helps you to come up with something fun and you can transform some of your beads. I have tons. I just have 3 of these tubs. I have 3 of these tubs full of wooden beads, and that doesn't count all the wooden beads I haven't taken apart yet, or the jewelry that has wooden beads. I probably can fill a couple more of those, and I've got those comboed, like 2 different kinds of beads per cubby. So, but wooden beads are a lot of fun. You know, you can stripe them. I plan to play a little bit more with it. But, you know, you can have a little fun. And, yeah, a little bit of that blue is coming through. Not much, but a little hint of it. So just a lot of fun. That looks sloppy. I would redo it. And, you know, you want to do the center first and then go around it with the black. Very carefully. So, thank you so much. I will be back. I've got a lot of videos scheduled to come out, and I've got a lot more I'm making that will be coming out. So, I will be back very soon. And my husband's surgery was postponed. We don't know when it's going to be rescheduled, hopefully in the next week. So I'm going to be really catching up on doing more projects and trying to get more videos out for you so that when he does have it and I'm out for 2 weeks, you won't even know I'm gone because you'll have so many videos. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. And I'll be back really soon. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Be safe out there. Stay healthy and well. And enjoy the cooler weather. I hope you're getting it too. We've cooled way down and it's wonderful. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.